He's a riddle wrapped in a mystery inside an enigma.
Welcome to another Minute Microscopy. I'm Casey Rochford, and we'd like it if you would like, share, and subscribe to our channel. This one I might cross-post on our other channel, which you should go check out. There's a link on our page under Loyal Deep Sink Divers. It's Kitchen Sink University, because I'm going to be talking about a logical fallacy, and we have a whole section on logic in Kitchen Sink University. So the topic I'd like to talk about today, since it's just about Halloween and people dress up as all manner of things, creative or not creative, it's all relative. But there's a lot of people, well, some people, it's not even a majority. There's some people being really loud about what you shouldn't be wearing. And I would like to talk about this idea of Halloween costumes and cultural appropriation. So there's a movement toward shaming people for wearing particular costumes. I've even seen people calling it, saying it's a good idea to take these costumes in the stores and just go throw them in the trash without paying for them or anything. That might be a crime. But basically, there's this idea behind cultural appropriation, which is technically a form of the identity fallacy, which basically says if you're not part of a certain group, you don't get an opinion. And some people in that group say that it offends them, so we shouldn't be wearing these costumes that mock their culture. You cannot ignore intent. Intent is greater than impact. Whether or not you agree with that, you just can't ignore intent. Certain costumes definitely are intended to mock, and those people are assholes. Sure, not every costume is going to be like that. A costume with some stereotypes is not quite the same as a caricature meant to insult or harm or degrade, or the problem I find biggest here is the racist label that gets put on it. It's not like these costumes are furthering the oppression of a culture. It's a costume. It's a goddamn costume. Let the kids have fun. Anyway, getting back to the fallacy. The identity fallacy or cultural appropriation fallacy is this idea that you just need to listen to whatever person X is saying because they're from that culture. So automatically, there's another fallacy here, automatically you're allowing that person to speak for the whole culture, where there may not even be a majority consensus, and there isn't here, by the way. And so the problem with that is, let's take another example that you might understand. Let's say a musician, a famous musician, retires from rock and roll or whatever and becomes a music critic. And this music critic then tells you that your favorite album is pure garbage. Now, are you supposed to change your opinion and think that your favorite album is pure garbage because, you know, it speaks to you in a certain way and it's a special album to you? But you're being told by someone who's supposedly an expert in the field and is well known in that culture for being really good at music, right? That's obviously not something you would do, right? So an opinion is an opinion. Yeah, some people are going to be offended by the costumes that you wear, but you know what? That's their problem. You cannot control how other people feel. It sounds crass and it sounds uncaring, but it's not. Like, there's this fine line between selfishness and empathy that you have to walk. Do you walk on eggshells for the rest of your life because you might harm the emotions of another person? It's one thing if you're going to physically harm someone by your actions. Yeah, you should really curtail whatever that is. But when it comes to something as fickle as emotions that's going to vary from person to person. You know, one person's insult is another person's compliment in some cases. And you really just can't go around shaming people and telling them they don't have an opinion because they're not in X group. That's a logical fallacy. I'm sorry. You're not thinking clearly. You're not thinking in a logical manner on this. Now, there's statistics I could point to, but that's all garbage. Statistics can be manipulated in any particular way, but there is actually a vast majority, even among millennials, that think these Halloween costumes are not offensive, and people are overreacting. That is actually the majority consensus. So, bottom line is, why don't we just let people dress up like whatever they want to dress up as? Don't tell them what they can and can't be, and let them have fun. It's one night, maybe a weekend party, but if anyone is getting completely unraveled over somebody's Halloween costume, let them, let them spin their wheels. That's their problem. And I'm afraid that that's just how it is. So this has been another Minute Microscopy / Kitchen Sink University logical cognition, critical thinking sort of series. I just want you all to have fun and stop bickering. Happy Halloween, everyone.